Alright, we just got the plank fastened up, well not fastened off, but on the boat with Dolphinite. It's going to sit there for a couple of days. We've got a clear run of good weather, so we got a boogie right now and get this roof off the boathouse so we can put the bow shed trusses up. So basically what we're doing is putting bow shed trusses up, and we got a farm tech cover that we're going to have to pull over it. The thing is that we need to pull the roof off and all the plastic off, re-plastic first, and then reset up the cable for us to get everything done. So there's going to be a roof off of this thing for a couple of days. So we're not supposed to get any rain or snow until Saturday, so we've got about 3 or 4 days to go. So we really got to mosey. While Steve's getting ready to get up in the tree, I'm going to start taking plastic off so we're ready to go once he's done, and then put this coming off.
You don't break.
Huh? Talking to the rope.
Okay.
It's been up here a long time. I said, well, I guess I'll just commit to you. I hope you don't break.
Wow. That's different, huh?
Yep.
Alright, there she is. No roof. We have a little bit of cleanup to do. Then we got to take all those trusses and the cable down. And then hopefully tomorrow we can get the bow shed trusses back up and get that cable strung and put that roof on.
Nothing really to set it over here, but I can hold it down.
Maybe like a 9/16 wrench, I think. Yeah, just let it go. Let's go another inch. Alright. Cool.
We spent the entire day, took the entire roof off, took all the trusses down, so we're pretty whooped. Tomorrow is going to be setting up a better mast at the end of the boathouse, putting up another cable that is going to be much beefier, and then hopefully getting up the trusses. We should get some help tomorrow. Aaron was here today, little MVP. But yeah, we're wrecked. We're all gonna go to sleep. Steve might sleep out here just in case. Keep people out of here for tonight. We'll see. So we will be back in the morning. At the end of the episode last week, we grabbed this giant oak stump left over from cutting out the knees. We will use this as our dead man to give us an anchor point for the roof cable here at the edge of the field. With the cable end secure and in the ground, we brought over the new mast and got all the temporary ropes tied in.
We're just gonna try to pick it up and stand it on the plate.
Yeah.
And I think it's just stay clear, like maybe over there or out in the field where you have a good exit, until I've got it kind of stood up in here and close to where it needs to be. So like even if the base is here, but I have it kind of vertical and kind of in control, I'll set it down and hold it, and then you can run around and tighten up the lines. And then once all the lines are kind of snugged up, I'll still be able to pick up it a little bit against the lines. And at that point, you can come in and help walk the bottom into where it needs to be. There's a pile of lines over there that are extra. I figure once we kind of get it set up, we could tie some off low, we could reach up, we could go upstairs and tie some off and kind of guy it out a few more places. And then this line is also extra, and I figured once it stood up, we could run this down into the boat and tie it to the cribbing, or hell, tie it to one of the bronze floors or something down there.
The mast was not in its final spot, but it was upright and secure, so we started running all of the permanent cable stays, starting with the roofline cable that goes to the maple on the other end of the boathouse. Last night was a little bit hectic. We managed to get the mast stood up and all stayed out, but it still needs a little bit adjusting. So we are gonna mess with that to get it where we need it to be. And then hopefully today we can start standing up trusses, and we might be able to get that all done today and be able to pull the membrane on tomorrow.
What I'm wondering is if we put kind of this arm right against it and we run the chain through here, nice and tight, then I should have a lot of control and be able to just kind of like pick this thing up and slide it forward a little bit, and maybe we can have the sledgehammer on hand and
Move that.
jimmy jangle the base a little bit. And then when that's situated, we can start messing with the rest of the stays. What?
So it's pretty close already.
Out in the driveway, Joe was still around working on the engine for the new thicknesser. Grandpa was waiting on a few things to arrive to get it running, while Joe was planning out the permanent base that it would sit on and how to provide tension for the belt.
Of course, in the meantime, you guys got to build a roof.
Yep, which we are in the throes of.
And I'll help Gramp with whatever he needs, if he needs anything, as far as slapping this back together again, getting the fuel injection system set up and everything.
Yep. Yeah, he's itching. He told me as soon as the gaskets come in, I am to call him and he will come down and install them and twist its tail, as he puts it.
Yeah.
Randy helped cut out these foam pieces. They'll go along the trusses and anywhere that makes contact with the membrane for the roof. So we need a lot of these. I got some of the material together and started building the braces that we can sit the ends of the trusses into when we raise them for tomorrow. At the end of the day, we laid out and started building the gable ends. We only finished one of these before we ran out of light, though. The next morning, with our braces in place, we were ready and started raising trusses.
Oh, ready?
It's a lever, B. Okay, I would say pull it to what you think is plumb and then slightly farther.
Someone has to tell me
Yeah,
that.
yeah. A little more. Okay, that's good.
Careful, you okay?
You got that?
It came over.
Look at that, you can walk around the boat now.
Yeah.
First floor. Second floor. Third floor.
Hey, almost there.
Oh. Good, you guys can let go of the blue rope. That's all done. Yep. Maybe give Kira a hand.
So we had another long day today. We didn't quite get the membrane on, but we got almost all the trusses done. We have just the last gable end truss to do, but we need to build that out a little bit like we did on this end with the paneling. So tonight I think we're gonna put a little bit of a tarp over this to kind of, just in case there's a little bit of rain tonight, but I think we should be fine. The weather seems like it says it's gonna hold off. So back at it tomorrow for hopefully the last day. We can get the membrane up and over and we can plastic all the sides and we should be good. We also had a visit the next day from Scott at the Sea Dreamer project. He brought a drone along, so we got to share some great views of the new roof. It's really great meeting somebody else that is doing kind of a project like ours. So we'll let you guys know a little bit about what he's doing so you can go check out his work.
Of course, these are very different projects, but you know, it's all about boat building, working with a very common material that most of us are familiar with, and whatever your style, you know, these beautiful, you know, flowing lines on a boat like this, or the hard chine on something like ours. It's fun to see how everybody tackles the different problems, because no matter what kind of boat you're building, they're very similar issues and struggles, and it's just fun to connect with people from different parts of the country.
Yeah, so Scott, what is your project? You want to let people know how to find you?
Sure, you can go over to our website at www.seadreamerproject.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and then of course we're on YouTube. You just search for the Sea Dreamer Project. We're building a 41-foot George Bueller designed diesel duck. It's a hard chine trawler yacht, and it's designed for the home builder, and that makes it accessible for somebody like me who's never built a boat before. So
yeah, so cool. Go check it out.
Thank you.
It's been a long few days here, but we have stripped the roof off, we dealt with a little bit of snow, and we got all of our new trusses up. When we were designing the trusses and laying them out in the driveway, they're only about 1.5 feet higher up than our old trusses were, and they really looked small when we had them laid out in the driveway, and now this is like a boat cathedral, not a boat house. So it is huge in here, which is going to be really nice actually. I think it's a bit taller and wider than we really expected, kind of, but it's gonna work to our advantage. We can flip lumber end for end and not hit rafters above us, and we have so much more room on the side here for working. So once we get into the interior and the deck, which is a huge part of the boat, that'll make life a lot easier. So the last big hurdle for today is to drag this 300-pound membrane that's made for covering stadiums and that kind of thing up onto this roof, and then we got to plastic in the sides and get that all snugged down. But hopefully just 2 or 3 more days here and we'll be finished with all this project, and the building inspector will be happy, and we can get back to what we really want to be doing, which is working on Arabella.
So it's been a bit of a rough week trying to get this roof on, but we're finally in the last stages of it. We figured we would just unroll this membrane and just pull it up, and that proved to be a lot more difficult than we thought. We were kind of blocked by the shed over here, which made it a little bit more difficult, and then it was very heavy, and with all of the friction on there, we could only pull it so much. So we ended up struggling a little bit until we got it up and over the middle. And then after that, it got a little bit easier, but it was no piece of cake. So I was kind of up in the peak up there, kind of pushing the membrane, and they were pulling from the bottom, but we managed to get it down, and it's in place and tacked in place right now, but we want to plastic the sides before we cinch down the roof so that the roof can overlap the sides and let the snow and the water shed over it and not into it. So Steve has gone to go get a couple supplies, and Kira and I are going to pick up a little bit and get ready for that. So final stage, and then we can go to Costa Rica. We got the plastic for the walls roughly put into place, and then we gave Kira a quick lesson on using the ascender.
Yep, pull it up as high as you can. There you go. Yep, go ahead, pull. Yep. Got it.
We installed quick links all along the ridgeline, so hoisting ourselves or anything else will be really easy going forward.
So all I need is one hand to push this up, right?
Should just be able to up.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
Okay. I'm starting to grasp this concept.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. Now push your center up higher. There it is. Yep. Now you should be able to monkey up onto those rafters. Cool.
Good job. Yep, and then just keep your feet up as long as you possibly can, so you're almost inverted. There you go. All you, kid.